one of the fun things to think about after failing something is, can I do this again next year and do it better? Can I achieve it? There are some things out there to where I did not finish, but I was like, I don't care how many years I come back to this race. This race is outside of my physical abilities, to where I would have to go on a training plan that would be so stringent and wouldn't even make running fun for me to finish this race. And that's when I come at peace with failure, when I know that the course is better than me. But most of the time, I did something that was in my control that I could have done better.
Kill Complacency, a podcast that inspires growth and intentionality and helps you overcome your greatest obstacles.
Today's guest is my friend and fellow companion runner, Justin Smith. I've always thought of Justin as a movie star because he has Run Trails Eat Bacon YouTube channel. And so whenever I've seen him at races, I'm always like, Justin, you're the movie star at our house. So, but Justin, could you tell us, I mean, you haven't always been a runner. You've done some other things, MMA, fighting, different things like that. Could you tell us about your journey and how you got to where you are now?
Yeah, in high school, it was football, wrestling, cross-country track, very active. And then after high school, I didn't wrestle in college, but I still wanted to compete. And that's kind of when I fell into mixed martial arts. And that was quite the journey, because everyone watches MMA and thinks they can go in and do that. It would be easy. And then when you go in there and you're actually moving around with people and they're throwing punches at you and you're just running away backwards. And that's when my coach told me, well, we're not going to set you up for a fight until someone can throw punches at you and you have to move forward. So a lot of my adult life, I think probably like 7 or 8 years, I was fighting mixed martial arts. I loved it because I was learning new skills. I was bonding with my teammates. We're growing together. I'd actually set up a fight and train for a fight. I'd have to cut weight for the fight. I'd have to diet. I'd have to develop healthy habits to get to the fight. And then sometimes the fight didn't always go as planned. And so there's a lot of parallels to fighting and mixed martial arts. So it was an easy transition. Whenever I turned 30, weight cuts were getting tough.
Yeah.
I kind of realized I wasn't going to make it to the UFC. I still loved fighting. I still loved training, but it was taking a toll on my body. And of course, I met my awesome wife. And so I wanted to protect some brain cells. So I stopped fighting around the age of 30, and I'm 36 now, and I kind of looked for what else was out there. And
when did you get married?
Oh, gosh. I think we've been married, 10 years.
Okay.
I knew I should have wrote that down. No,
it's all good.
I think we've been together 13, 14 years. It's all a blur after a while.
Yeah.
Our anniversary always sneaks up on us too, and I check Facebook, and my grandma and my mom are like, "Happy anniversary," and I was like, "Oh crap, it's our anniversary." So I'm terrible with dates, but yes. So we've been together quite a while. She's always been supportive with all the crazy stuff I do. So it's always she's always kind of the voice of reason. I know we can get to that later.
Yeah, you need that.
If we talk about how many 100-milers I want to do next year, we can talk about the voice of reason came through yesterday. But jumping back, MMA. I stopped fighting, but I still had that confidence of I'm a fighter, I can take on anything. And my coworker asked if he thought I could complete a marathon. And I thought, oh yeah, easily. I could easily complete a marathon, and I just can't afford it. I can't pay $160 to run a race. And my coworker kind of called me on my bluff and said, our company pays for people who want to run the marathon. They sponsor us. I was like, oh no. So
what marathon's this?
Oklahoma City.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. Jasco
cool.
Products actually volunteers at the kids race.
Sure.
And so we sponsor the runners who want to get out and run it any distance. And so
no excuse.
I messaged the HR lady and said, hey, I'd like to sign up for the Oklahoma City Marathon. And then I had a chance. She said, do you want to do the full or the half? And of course, me being the cocky mindset MMA fighter, I said, I don't do anything halfway. Sign me up for the full. Whenever you hit send on a message and say, oh my God, what did I just do? That kind of came over me a little bit. And I was like, I actually need to train for this thing.
What year is this, Justin? What year did you run your?
2018, I believe.
2018,
because I went to ultras pretty quickly after.
So you went 2018, you run your first marathon.
Yes.
At what point did you say, because where I know you now is doing a whole bunch of hundreds.
Yes.
100-milers. At what point did you make the jump? What's the time frame?
Well, luckily for me, I had the voice of reason. Otherwise, it would have been immediately. I immediately finished the marathon, and it wasn't easy. My time was terrible. It was probably like a five and a half hour, I know everyone's different, but 5.5 hour marathon. And I immediately just started Google searching, what's tougher than a marathon? Because I enjoyed that challenge. It felt like fighting again. I trained for something, and So I Google searched what's tougher than a marathon, and I saw an Ironman. And I looked up the prices of bicycles, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe not Ironman might not be for me. What's the toughest thing out there that doesn't involve a bicycle?
Yeah.
And that's when Billy Yang, Life in a Day, came up on YouTube, the video for Western States. Watched that video, got emotional watching it. It's a beautiful story about 4 women who run the Western States Endurance Run.
Okay.
And it's a race, of course, Western States, you have to get lottery tickets just to enter the race. And typically, if you get lottery tickets, you still don't get picked in the lottery for about 8 years, like on average. So, of course, I'm like, well, I'm going to run Western States. And my wife came home and said, hey, I want to sign up for a 100-mile race. And she kind of laughed at me. And she's like, oh, no, you're serious. And then so she's like, God, now I have to research what this is all about. And so when she did the research, she's like, hey, there's a 50K, 50-mile, 100K. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I'm going to do a 100-miler.
So you went right. You made the jump.
Nope. She's the voice of reason. She said, you have to do all the other distances first.
Okay, good.
And that's kind of when I found the Outlaw 100 Trail series, because I started searching, okay, well, if I have to do a 50K, let's knock that out. And I searched 50K, and it was Lake McMurtry 50K.
Yeah.
So then I searched for that race. I try to find everything I can on that race so I can be prepared for it. I couldn't find any YouTube videos on it or nothing, and that's kind of where the YouTube channel started, because my friend said if there's no YouTube content out there on these races, you can be the one guy making the content. So it all started very quickly.
How long have you been doing content? Because that was a question I had too. Like,
yeah.
Was that part of it from the beginning? Did it?
From the very first race, 2019, Lake McMurtry, 50K, I went out there. I put my GoPro on 15-second clips, and I didn't edit any of them. It was absolutely terrible footage. My arm was swinging because I didn't know how to hold a camera still. But yeah, that was when I started, and that's I learned a lot since then. But that's where it all started. I did that. At the time, my wife's twin sister was stationed in South Carolina.
Okay.
And so I was like, hey, you should go to Myrtle Beach so you can see your sister. And I searched races, and I found the Hell Hole 100. So it's 100K in a swamp in South Carolina, because I don't like sitting on a beach. I have to be moving. So we did that. We went. She sat on the beach. I ran in a swamp, found out about chafing. I found out about deer flies or horse flies. Those flies will follow you for miles. I was so annoyed. But I got the 100K, and then I actually later I did the night run, like Dark and Dirty, because I knew if I was going to do a 100-miler, I kind of wanted to do a night race.
Sure.
So I knocked them out pretty quickly. I think that was the thing that really surprised my wife, because she kind of challenged me. She knew how long I trained for a marathon, but she didn't expect me to get through the other distances so quickly. So I'm like, okay, we're done. I can do a 100-miler now.
It was the carrot.
Oh, yeah.
Over the years, I have been coached by countless mentors, and now I want to offer that to you as well. How? By Marty Hofmann's Life Coaching. This will be a 6-week program in which I will guarantee you will develop a more growth mindset. We will set goals and learn about the importance of the processes and habits behind those goals. I will also help you see your story differently as things happening for you, not to you. We will also be discussing your future self and give you clarity on who that is and what it looks like. For more information, please follow the link below or hop on martyhoffman.com and follow the coaching link. Talk to me a little bit, Justin, because I feel like you and I have shared some trail time, and I feel like you take for granted your mental toughness. Do you think that you developed this from running, or was it from MMA?
Think from wrestling.
Yeah.
I think from wrestling. The beautiful thing about wrestling, because I did football growing up. I understand the team sport. I understand being there. But wrestling, it's you and another person. When the whistle blows, that's it. No excuses. And there's not a lot of sports out there now that provide that extreme ownership.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of where it started. The fire that was always been a passionate person, the fire within me, and then losing on the mat and knowing that I'm going to see, if I wanted to be a state champion, I'm going to have to be better than the person that just beat me. What do I have to do to get there? So I think I developed that from wrestling.
Were you a good wrestler?
The older I get, the better I was.
Okay.
It depends. I mean, I didn't achieve my goals. If you ask me, I'm going to be very hard on myself and be like, I was okay. Realistically, I was on the national team, so I went to Forward, North Dakota, wrestled for Team Oklahoma, but
so you were good.
But I didn't get a wrestling scholarship. So there's tiers, there's levels of everything. So I wasn't the best in the state, but I guess I was. You were good, somewhat decent. Yeah, we'll roll with it.
Yeah, that's good. And then we kind of talked about the content, but you had always had this thing for Eat Bacon.
Oh, yes.
So I want to know, because like I understand run trails, but talk just as a little side note niche, talk to me about Eat Bacon. Where's that play into your life, into
It's
Justin
almost
Smith?
a sad story, but it's still one. It's fun to tell. So when I moved out, I moved in kind of like a crappy trailer, but I didn't have a fridge and I didn't have a stove. I had a griddle.
Okay.
So every day I would go to the store and I would buy a pack of bacon and I would buy vegetables and I'd buy other things, eggs, like a 6-pack of eggs. And I would cook the bacon first and I would eat the bacon and I would saute all the rest of my food in the bacon grease. And I thought this was normal. I didn't realize that eating a pound of bacon a day is not good for you, or not suggested by doctors. But I did this until eventually I kind of moved into a better apartment that actually had a fridge and stove. But that season of life was just kind of like bacon was it. And I realized how much energy that fat gave me. Of course, bacon makes everybody happy. And if you think about bacon too, like there's things out there that are added to enhance it.
Sure.
Like a salad is better with bacon. Bacon really does make everything better. You want to make something better, you wrap it in bacon.
Yeah.
And so it kind of makes sense. And so whenever I fought mixed martial arts, my name was Justin the Baconator Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, my walkout song was the Power Rangers theme song. So I've always been kind of a goofball, have a lot of fun. Always had that bacon theme. And I cut 30 pounds for every fight. So
Okay.
maybe I
That's
wouldn't
a
have to
lot.
cut that much if I wasn't cooking everything in bacon grease. In hindsight.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so obviously though you've done 22 100-mile races
Yes.
that you've completed,
Completed, yes.
and you've done that all in the last 5 years.
Yeah, yes. 2019 is when I started, so pretty.
How many in 2024?
8. I just finished number 8 last weekend.
Last weekend. So obviously I want to know a lot about this, because for a lot of people, Justin, like a 5K is a big deal. A half marathon's a big deal. A marathon is really big deal. But you talk about 100-mile races like you did one last weekend. So how, number one, how do you get to that point? And how do you mentally, I want to know about mental preparedness and physical preparedness. Like how do you do that?
Mentally, it is doing the research, and that's why YouTube videos are awesome. So you can see the race before you see the race. You got to know the elevation. You got to know the cutoffs. The cutoffs are very important, because once you know where your base level fitness is, that's when you can adjust. Typically, I finish 100-milers in 30 to 32 hours. So if I sign up for a race with a 48-hour cutoff, I'm going to go in like, hey, I'm just going to go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
And when it happens, it happens. There's a lot of other things mentally, too. The weather. You see this a lot. You see, especially working for the Outlaw 100 race series, I see a lot of signups come in the week of the race once they see the weather is going to be nice.
Okay.
There's a lot of fair weather runners out there. So that's one thing. If you just train in the elements, if you have a training plan, you stick to it. Well, it's raining today and I have to do 5 miles. You still go out and do the 5 miles.
Yeah.
It's going to rain during your race.
Yeah.
So you build this mental toughness leading up to the race. One thing that helps with the confidence when the race starts is just knowing that you've done everything you were supposed to do leading up to it. Or at least knowing if you feel an injury and you back off your training, knowing that you're coming into a race completely healthy instead of overtrained and injured. I think that's another thing, too, that people are so keen on sticking to their plan. If they feel an injury, they'll push through it because their plan said to get this many miles.
Because their plan said.
But showing up to a race and the best health you can be in is very important.
If you want to wear a billboard of a message of kill complacency or live intentionally, then check out my merch store. It's www.mindsetshop.com. Mindset is with an X, so it's MINDXET shop, SHOP.com. Mindsetshop.com.
When it comes to just mentally, the mental toughness is mostly in the race. Really, the first thing is having the courage to sign up.
Yeah.
That's the biggest step for everybody, really.
Yeah.
Having the courage to sign up. And then we're going to talk about my DNFs, but when you DNF a race, it's usually a bunch of things that happen. There's usually not, this happened, so I DNF'd. So there's a lot to learn about managing things as they come, and that comes, of course, with experience, but it also comes with listening to podcasts and watching videos. So going into a race, I have to know my pace,
Sure.
I have to know my salt intake, and I have to be mindful of my calories. It is very hard to burn off as many calories, or it's very hard to take in as many calories as you're burning.
Yeah.
And when you're mindful of those three things, it really helps. The toughest thing with your pace, though, is you find some awesome people out there. I mean,
And you want to hang out.
if you're signing up for 100 miles, chances are you're not normal.
Yeah.
and everybody has a story.
Yeah.
There's some amazing stories out there, but if you're listening to an amazing story at a 7-minute pace, then you're going to pay for it later.
That's good. Talk to me a little bit about, I mean, you've heard a lot of those stories. You've seen people. What do you think separates marathoners from 100-milers? Is it mental toughness, or is there something different in them?
I think it is, a lot of it is courage to sign up and pace.
Okay.
When I see marathon runners, they got legs. They have speed. They're trying to, most of marathons are trying to go sub 4
It's a
hours,
race.
sub 3. Yeah, it's a race.
Even if it's 4 hours, it's a race.
And I think the mindset from going from, instead of saying this is a race, this is an adventure. And you break it up into smaller parts. And I know with marathons, you kind of have to have your pace, and you can break your pace up into smaller parts. And I've only ran 3 marathons, so I'm not too, but I do at the outlaw races. Of course, I see the marathon crowd.
Sure.
They're very in tune with their splits and their cadence and their gait.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all things. One thing, too, is marathoners really look down on walking in a way. It's like they want to run a marathon without walking any of it. That's like a big goal for marathoners, and that's great. That's something I was the same way when I did my marathons. I'm like, I don't want to walk.
Well,
I want to run the whole thing.
It's and I feel like this is important, and I'm kind of in that transition. There's a big difference, and I remember taking a call with David Terrio, and that's what he said. He said, when you do a marathon, you're racing.
Yes.
The whole time you're racing. And so, yeah, you don't want to walk because you're racing.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do 100 miles, I mean, you just want to get it done. You want the completion, and you realize if you're going to do it, you're going to have to go slower.
Yeah.
And so a good part of it, maybe the majority of it, is going to be a walk, but you're going to cover 100 miles.
There is a benefit to walking. There's like a superpower of walking. If you can walk
it's the same distance.
Yeah. And the thing that too is like we're climbing, and I say if you slow down your pace, you start walking, let's drink. Automatically drink. Even if we just stopped to walk 2 minutes ago, we drink no matter what. So now you're always in the mindset to drinking. Because one thing is easy to do, which sounds crazy. It's easy to forget to drink. If you're out there with your friends having fun, joking around, telling stories, it's easy just to forget to take a sip. So take a drink, and then calories. If I'm climbing up a mountain, instead of trying to run up it, I'm like, well, this is a perfect time to pull a snack out and take in some calories. And I guess that's my superpower with these 100-milers is I can walk fast. I know I swing my arms, and people kind of make fun of me because I'm all like a robot swinging my arms and taking really wide steps. But I feel that if I go from running and everything's compact and tight, and I go from walking with really wide steps,
it's similar.
Well, I'm stretching my legs out so I can run again. And so I'm doing 2 different things, almost like 2 different workouts, working 2 different muscle groups in a way. Mm-hmm. And I think that adds to having the stamina at the end of the race.
Sure. Talk to the listener, Justin, that is listening to this and feeling inspired, because in 6 years you went from nothing to making 100 miles for like it's an everyday occurrence. Like, how does somebody get started?
I guess if you ask my wife, she would say start at the smaller distances and work your way up and learn lessons.
Well, I think that's probably smart.
And I've seen people jump right in too. It really is just the adventure. The 100-miler I ran last week, there was a girl, Nicole. It was her first ever 100-miler, and she did 150K, 100K, but she's ran 30 marathons. And she just wanted to dive right in. And so I said, well, if you stick with us, we're going to finish. So it's going to take longer than you expected. And to see her go through all the emotional. One thing, too, if you really want to step up to that distance, you are going to go through some dark places. You're going to have adversity. That's why I love the 100-mile distance. Guaranteed adversity. I mean, I can go out and do a 50K. It's not going to be fast, but everything can go right. And I can not have any issues, not have any foot issues, not have any stomach issues.
So it's more what you're going to learn about yourself.
Yes, and you have to put yourself in position to fail, and I think that's guaranteed with a 100-miler. And that's why I tell people, find your own 100-miler. What distance out there scares you? What distance out there is a chance of failure? Because just from my base from fighting mixed martial arts, if I do 100K, I can crawl across the finish line. And I'm not a fast runner. I just have that mental toughness. But the 100-miler, whole different world. I've DNF 6 of those.
Yeah. Why, Justin, why is it important for people to fail? I mean, I'm listening to you, and you keep saying, like, they need to do it. They're going to fail. Like why is that important in life?
The lessons learned from it. And I think there's two sides of this too, because a lot of us achieve a goal and never celebrate it. So just as we achieve a goal and we never celebrate it, once we fail at something, we dissect it. We do a deep dive. And I think all of us have that. I think all of us have that ability to really be hard on ourselves and dissect a fail, but not everyone puts themselves in that position to fail. And I like to think back on my training. What could have went wrong then? What could have went wrong at the race? What could I have done better? Where is my physical fitness level now? And a big thing on whenever I fail at a race, and I know a lot of people don't like that word fail. I don't mind it.
It's
like people.
I'm at a point where I don't want to fail, but it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay to use that word fail. I mean, it happens. Especially
that's how you learn.
Yourself in position to it, and it is.
I learn best by failures, and I wish I learned from your failures or their failures, and I can learn from other people's. But a lot of times, the best lessons I learned are,
and
when I mess up.
I think one of the fun things to think about after failing something is, can I do this again next year and do it better? Can I achieve it? There are some things out there to where I did not finish, but I was like, I don't care how many years I come back to this race. This race is outside of my physical abilities, to where I would have to go on a training plan that would be so stringent and wouldn't even make running fun for me to finish this race. And that's when I come at peace with failure, when I know that the course is better than me. But most of the time, I did something that was in my control that I could have done better.
Nutrition, shoes, training, something. Wanted to thank you guys for listening to the end. In closing, I just wanted to add that if this message resonates with you, if it aligns with your values, and something in it today triggered something, then you can also look me up on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. We are really trying to help people live more intentional lives, to kill the complacency with which they have subscribed to. I know there's many ways which I get sucked in all the time. So if this is beneficial, follow me there.